Cool.
No.
No.
Chelsea,
Please,
can you hear us?
everybody tell us.
Right on.
Chelsea, can you hear us?
Right on.
Sam?
All right, so
Stream? Hello? Sorry.
So the last thing Stream heard, it sounds like, is so where does Brackage take you? So Brackage has then that was after our little scene with him and Janet, right? I assume.
Yes.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brackage is now taking you down literally into the sewers.
Okay,
You
I
then
did say
come-
underwater grotto. I hope that doesn't.
No, we're
translate
getting there.
into-
We're getting
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, would we take some of Janet's work? Would we ask Janet if we could take some of her work to the grotto with us?
She'd be totally down with that. Yeah. She picks out a couple pieces specifically.
Okay, and I assume that a water bag or whatever we can get our hands on at the source.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right on. Yeah. Yep. So you kind of go down to the sewers and you're walking for a little bit. Brackage is kind of looking around and he's got a flashlight and he's leading you through a few places. And you come across this old woman, dark skin with long dreads. And she's just kind of smiling as you approach. She was not moving for a second. You almost weren't sure if this was a dead body or if this was an actual person here. And she turns around and she very slowly lifts up a few like bags that are waterproof. And then you also see right next to her is now a little bit more of a deeper, kind of somewhat more natural river that is now dipping into and underneath a little rock cavern. It looks like you might have to swim to get into this place. And now you see a little pulley rope system. And if you have anything you want to put in this bag that is
Wet dry bag or whatever. Dry bag, that's what they're called. As I put one of Janet's paintings in, I make sure that the covering slips a little so the old lady can see it. And I wink at her, and then I put it into the dry bag, and I seal it really good.
She grabs your hand and just with both hands just holds on to it really tight for a second, and then just nods at you. Brackage kind of, he's really liked his crop top, like a whole bunch. He just adjusted a little bit, and then he dives into the water. And once you pull on the pulley system just a little bit, the rope then goes and the painting is sucked into the water as well. Do you follow? I assume?
Oh yeah, we're
I
swimming.
definitely dive right in.
Yeah.
All right. It's not a long swim. It's not a.
And
it's
we
not a
put
hard
like
swim.
tech phones and stuff like that in the dry bags. And
Okay, sure, yeah.
Like,
Any sort of tech you have, you put in there too.
I just don't want you to later on be like,
No,
you
you're
don't
good.
have any tech. So.
You're good. Yeah, and you while you're underwater, you just as you get closer, you can see a bunch of brilliant multicolored lights illuminating some sort of cave grotto area in this area. You're still underwater, but you can even hear kind of the boom, 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 boom of just like a sick bass beat. And then as you emerge, you see just maybe 20, 30 people kind of around, just like dancing just freely, sort of art kind of just splayed onto the walls, a few actual paintings with canvas and oils and stuff, but also just onto the walls of this place. Everything is brightly lit and colorful and gorgeous, and there's not a damn horse to be seen.
Yeah.
Stevie's
You
a little
all
sad at
emerge
that.
and- yeah, Brackage is now overtaking, getting the wet sack that has been pulled in, the sort of dive bag, ready for you guys, and he hands you the bag.
Can there
if
be
you
like
wanna pull out.
a futuristic
Janet's
like drying system where like we step out and like walk through like a little air thing that just like all the water just like whoom, out of our clothes? So we're
yeah, it's not
dry right
futuristic,
away.
though. It's as soon as you emerge, 15 people come over and just just all over you.
And they've
it's
all
really
got like hot cinnamon breaths where it's kind of
it's
nice but a little
awkward.
jarring.
Yeah, but it's bracing. It's nice and it dries you very quickly.
Amazing. Okay.
I'll say that. Yeah, and And Brackage is like, all right, well, you're here. What do you want to do?
Thanks for getting us here. And I look at my friends, ask who wants to show them the art first. Art first, recruit second.
Yeah, I think that probably is a terrible plan, but we can do it. Whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Then I guess I'll open up. Could we? I don't know. Would Janet have?
Oh, sorry.
No, please.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we could talk a little bit first, like have some kind of a preamble, and then art, and then recruit. Maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Like
if anyone just kind of gives me like the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But we can have a metagame discussion at the same time, and also if there's either an authority figure or a question this time.
I think that the question, what are you afraid I'll find out about you, could be really relevant to this, because this is like a lot of raw, like art, dancing, like people, and like really intense kind of thing. And so like the opportunity for that kind of like vulnerability to happen, I think could be there.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, my thought was just to like, you know, go up and just initially, you know, I would really want to pose the question to them of, why are you all here? You know, first of all, like have them have buy-in to what we're bringing. Like, why are you all here? Obviously, you don't all buy in to what it is that the Ministry of Art is peddling. You know, right, that there's more to it than that. I mean, we all know horses, super cool, but there's so much more to art as well, right? Like, there's so much more to art. And then I gesture over to Misty to show the piece.
Yeah, I kind of step up and pull it out of the bag. Would Janet have? I would have asked, I suppose, if she would let us like take her photo to like display with it. Like, here's the artist, so it doesn't look like it's my art.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So just
we want to have photos of each other for safety, though, or I don't know.
Yeah, this is
because if we get caught, we're not bringing her because it's dangerous. We don't want her to get caught, and then we could ask her if she wanted to say anything of it, like, or like, you know, write anything down for it.
Yeah,
or,
I guess I would say also maybe like, this isn't my work, but the artist sent it with me to make sure, you know, that everyone saw it because we thought it was so important. Yeah, but that's a good point, that maybe a picture of Janet isn't the way to go.
Right.
Especially because she's a kid. So.
Yeah, I think if you explained really quickly. Yeah. If you explain this is someone else's work that they wanted me to show you, yeah.
So you're here
no
because
one probably would do that.
You're here because you don't, like, you have more to give than what you are allowed to give. And right here we have this little girl's artwork that she has more to give than the ministry would ever allow her to give. And we think that's bullshit. We think that it's bullshit that there is only one type of art that is good and acceptable. And I'm assuming you're here because you think the same. And I'm assuming that you want to fucking do something about it. So we have a plan to do something about it.
What is your plan? What do you think will happen here?
Wait,
damn it, Andy.
Says one of the girls.
Are people like oohing and awing over the painting? Did that happen?
Absolutely, yeah.
And my amazing speech.
Yeah.
And your amazing speech, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So you're all here because you're interested in creating art outside of what the ministry allows, correct? Does the crowd respond in some way? Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm a teacher. I'm used to fucking asking a question and having blank stares at me. So if that was the case, then So you definitely get. Oh, I
I'm
think
sorry.
that
There's a delay
either I'm
here.
delayed or
Okay,
Andy's
my bad.
delayed, so I'm not sure.
Andy's computer has been struggling some.
Andy, maybe
so-
exit and come back.
Okay.
Booted. Well, the GM is gone. We're gonna win the game. Who's ready?
So we
All right.
go and we kill all the drones and we take everybody out. And yeah, I was like, I don't think we're just interrupting each other on purpose. Like,
Yeah.
it's gotta be.
Yeah, I didn't mean to.
So did they respond
sounds
to
like,
me?
Okay, so they definitely respond. Yeah, and you've been having several conversations, and they range from people that just want like a respite from just the normal things that they see every day. They just want to let loose. To people who want just full on revolution. There's a wide gamut of people here, and yet all of them are very excited about what you were saying. And then immediately when you bring the art out, it just clicks. They get it, and there's hope for something different, for something else. Finally.
So we want to do what just happened to you with seeing this artwork. We want to do that to everybody, and we want to do that with more than just this artwork. We want to do it with your artwork. We want to show that there is variety and there is creativeness and there's so many different interesting things. We want to convince you to join our cause and submit artwork for us to be able to spread out to the world.
I make pencil sculptures.
That's fucking awesome.
Little sculptures out of pencils, like a whittle. Right?
I'm like holding
Okay.
Janet's masterpiece, and I'm just like,
To be fair, pencil sculptures are fucking crazy.
they're cool. It's true.
It's an amazing amount of work that goes into it.
I'm not saying it's not.
Wow. At least, I mean, Misty is already judging other artwork as less than for this.
This
I mean,
is prideful. It's the truth. Yeah.
okay, so
and I
that's
think
my spiel. I don't know what you want the situation or like the struggle or the whatever to be. For
Yeah.
like, I don't know if we're entering
Yeah.
one. Sorry, Elise, I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
that's okay.
I just
I
didn't
was
know
just
if we
gonna
wanted like
say-
structure.
well, I kind of figure that like while all of this is happening, like I think that like it makes a lot of sense for Stevie as like the cool one and the person who like fits in easily in crowds and stuff to kind of take that lead. And I think that Misty would kind of be hanging back closer to Titania, just like on cue, being like, "It's not mine."
You're my
but
Vanna White.
Yeah, I'm being Vanna White, very much like the pretty face, like showing the like.
Yeah.
And I
You're the
think they're
woman
like,
in the bikini walking around the wrestling ring to show
yeah,
the
and
different
I think that
rounds.
like at a certain point, like if Titania is kind of like nearby, in like kind of to develop that friendship question, I think that like when there's like a moment to breathe as like Stevie is kind of like schmoozing people kind of a little further off and stuff, like I think Misty would just like look over at Titania and just be like, I think this is all I'll ever amount to. Like this is it, right? A pretty face showing off somebody else's beautiful work. I think this is
That's so
this is my
sad.
destiny.
Oh, that's not true. You're not just pretty. You're not even that pretty. That's absolutely not true. You're an amazing
Titania, are you
person.
feeling okay? It kind of
Feeling amazing. So amazing. I'm
Really?
having a hard time telling
Titania,
reality sometimes.
yes. What was the name of the place that we were at that we escaped on a boat from?
That was called the East Lake Camp of
Mhm.
Nobodies. Yeah.
Right. Interesting. Okay. I see.
But Misty, you're wonderful. You're so good at
Are you lying to me right now? This is why you're untrustworthy, because when you tell the truth now, Misty's gonna be like, thanks.
you're so good at making different types of art, and you're a good leader, and you're really, you're intelligent, and you're good at making sure that we can figure out how to change this world. You're wonderful, and even if it's not your art that people are looking at, you're still important.
I hear you, and I know you're right. Not everyone can be Janet. It's just, I've it's all I want. It's all I've ever wanted is to be Janet, and instead I'm Misty, showing, da-da, da-da-da, and I do like a little dance with it. Ha-ha!
Part of what makes Janet's art so great is that it's so unique, right? And your art is unique too. You're not listening to the authority. You're not doing what Freud says.
Speaking of not listening to the authority, have you noticed Stevie's a little like on the stuff?
Really
and as you're like dancing around and showing stuff, I'm gonna turn back to you and I'm gonna like give you a finger gun and a wink while I'm talking. Just like you're doing a great job.
She just like dies a little inside. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think this has been a very challenging 4 days for all of us, right? I mean, not for me. I feel really great. I feel amazing. But for you and for Stevie, definitely a very challenging 4 days.
Yeah.
Wow. For you weak ass bitches.
Yeah, for you.
I'm great, but I'm sure it's hard for you guys.
Yeah.
Titania, as you're saying that, the pulley system starts to like jingle and like shake back and forth like furiously. When Brackage sees that, he goes, "Lights out! Lights out!" And immediately all the lights in the place go out. The music stops.
Janet's art inside the dry bag and seal it right away.
Right, everyone goes silent. You hear everyone around you hold their breath for a moment, and you have no idea why this is going on. And then you start to see what looks to be flashlights under the water. And then a few more. 10, 15 maybe. And as they start to emerge, one of the flashlights lights upon another one, which is just a thick-ass horse drone that has somehow fucking learned to swim.
Specifically said drones could not get underwater tunnels, you son of a fuck.
Yeah, that's why until now it has not been.
Narrating this, I was like, an army of little thick horses, please, please.
And they start to emerge out of the water.
Is just extra disgusted on them.
Sploosh, sploosh, sploosh. And there's just flashlights going all over the place. And every once in a while you hear like a and they're trying to zap people, stun them. This is probably the precursor of a much larger force coming in to break up a party. There's just the drones for now. Who would like to stand up?
Do we need to set a goal for the struggle before we stand up?
Sure. Yeah. So the goal of the sort of situation is they're trying to zap everyone and just shut down this underground sort of art movement. You're not exactly sure if they know you are here specifically or what, but it seems to definitely be a raid to try to imprison these people. And what is your hope?
I would say that maybe our hope should be, this is just my thought, but maybe our hope should be like narrowed down to, it's not the nicest thing, but like specifically escaping with artists who can help us. Like not worrying about escaping with everybody or not having everybody be whatever, but specifically escaping with a group of artists who are willing to help us and can contribute to the cause we are trying to do.
Or, like, I guess we don't actually know yet, like, if there are other exits.
Right.
But
I mean,
like I hear you. I'm just saying, like, another thing could be like stall long enough for enough people to get out that we can still escape safely, but we've let everyone else so that we are kind of achieving both goals, right? Of like everyone that we need is getting out, but we're stalling so that people have a chance to escape.
But if they get out, how do we reconnect with them from there?
Well, we've
probably already told them
skill.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
The underground network as Lena's skill, I think, is probably at this point.
Yeah, like you've made your presentation. They seem to be on board. It's just letting them know a time and a place at this point.
Okay. That works for me.
On.
Is that Lena?
Yeah, that sounds
Feeling
good.
All right.
And we can just like retcon, like I was like handing out little business cards to everybody. Join the resistance.
You don't want to have too much information on it, because I think we should try and have everything be as verbal as possible. In case people get captured.
Literally, cards that literally just say join the resistance.
That's
right.
And as you hand them out, you're like, it's at this time and place. It's at this time and place. Find this here.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Right on. So, who'd like to stand up? Bunch of little flashlight horsey drones coming at you.
I will stand up. I will do the thing.
Roll.
7. 8. Okay. I'm going to use my techie hacker skills.
Okay.
And I'm going to hack the first drone I see. I don't expect that I can hack all the drones, but hack the first drone.
All right.
And
you sort of leap onto one of these flashlighty drones. You hear a and immediately take off the panel on the back and start kind of rewild. You hook it into the
leap
to the
onto
phone.
And I just have to say that you're because they came up from underground, I just imagine them marching, little tiny horses marching. But now that you said it, of course they're drones, they're flying, but it was just in my brain.
But it's also going to be you're riding a tiny, thick little Sebastian, and I'm really here for it.
Okay.
You undo the panel, you plug it into the phone, and you start to kind of hack away. You probably have this one down immediately when another one comes up, and you see it it's electrical pulsing taser just aimed right at you, gunning for you. Who'd like to? And that's going to be a 3. Who could stand up to that?
I can stand up.
All right, give me a roll.
I rolled a 10. So since Titania was near Misty, she's really near to hand when all this happens, and her viciousness is just gonna turn on. Suddenly she looks like a berserker, and grab one of the horse drones,
thick horse drones.
Just swing it into the other ones, and just I don't know how many I can destroy with this, but just smashing them to smithereens against each other.
Yeah, you start. You grab one and just start punching the circuits out of it, and people are starting to try to get away, and they seem to be going now. You are able to hack the first one there, and you get a little bit of a signal. And you can read a bit of the information. This just seemed to be a random tip-off of something here. You don't think that they know you are here specifically. And while Titania is just beating the crap and just ripping circuits out of several of these, you also see that a little red light starts blinking on a couple of them. And you get a feed readout on your thing that says they're starting to record. So now you think that they might ID some people here.
I shout, "Cover your faces!" If that's an acceptable, free kind of action to just kind of convey the info.
Shout that. Yeah, people start to put up little masks on their face.
I will stand up then.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll. Don't roll a 3 or an 11.
Oh God!
Did it roll?
8.
Yeah.
Yep.
8.
Okay. Sorry, for some reason it wasn't showing up on my thing.
Yeah. Just a little.
Okay, so I wanted to know if it was possible for me to use my MO for rumors, to know if I've heard any rumors specifically about another secret way in and out of this place. And if that's not reasonable, then I can do something else. But
right. You did hear that there's a rumor that you can go up. That there's a secret sort of ladder that is just behind kind of one of the main lights in this area. And again, everything's only being lit. Everything's only being lit by this. The reason no one ever goes in or out of this is because it goes straight up into one of the happiness centers.
Oh shit.
Oh.
But there is
cool.
another way out. Yeah.
Cool, great, okay.
So you start directing people that way as you see like 5 or 6 more flashlights slowly kind of making their way in. And just again, from how you understand these things work, this is probably the restorers coming now. The jackbooted thugs at this point. So you find another way out, and they're gonna start probably coming in then at this point. People are basically just running around not knowing exactly what to do. They're trying to organize and get a way out. Do you want to lead them up that way into the happiness center? It does seem like the only way out at this point.
Yeah, I think
I think that I would like need to like I don't know. I feel like it's safer than actually running into the restorers to go into the happiness center and try and sneak out.
Yeah, or just like the storm of people, like just kind of like overrun as much as we can. Okay,
right.
Here we go. I'm gonna stand up. Things are about to get crazy.
Okay.
Yes, I'm so excited that this was a success.
Okay, that's a 7. That's a success then.
I'm gonna use my bad thing. I'm bad.
Okay.
I think that
we know it.
Some of the artists were doing like a really edgy display of explosives as like remade into like, you know, like artists repurpose shit all the time. It's like the very much like the repurposed like explosives of like, this was made to destroy and we're using it to create, like it was like a full thing. I'm going to collapse the cave entrance on the restorers as they try to come in.
All right, interesting. Yeah, so you start kind of, while all this is happening, you get that feed readout of exactly what's going on. They're starting to record. You're ushering people up through the happiness center. And you very quickly start like lighting a little bit of a fire, placing some explosives. You see Titania in the corner, just still destroying some of these things. You see then Stevie have to pull her off of that, and she's like, no. So you are probably the last 3 out of here at this point. When you set off a detonation that just immediately starts to break the rock and come crashing down, destroying a couple drones, but also blocking the way for any of the restorers to come in. So all of you and the artists rush up through the happiness center. Then.
Still have my hacked thick horse drone kind of under my arm.
Under your arm, yeah, absolutely.
Big horse drone.
Very good, very good. All right. So you already, as you get up there, you see just mayhem. These artists just started grabbing stuff, drawing shit on the walls. Everyone's just like drawing dicks or like big like middle fingers.
Who would do that?
Like fuck the authority. Like there's just like chaotic art that just you can see the motion of it as you follow it through the halls and out sort of the back door into the alley. And immediately the artists have dispersed. And Brackage, you see Brackage kind of down the alley a little bit. And he just kind of gives you a nod and then slips out into the street of the neon lit city. Beautiful. I think that concludes that
scene.
Well done. Well done. All right. So our next scene is things are heating up. So how then do you think things are going to get a little bit more tough for you guys at this point?
Do we want to make it like tough for us to be getting back to our safe house, or further along?
I wonder if one of the recorders didn't actually then see your faces, and that all of a sudden they know that you are alive and have escaped.
Now Camp Compliance is coming for us.
I wonder if that's how things heat up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stu and Deb? Yeah.
Yeah.
Stu and
Oh
Deb are
God, the return of Deb.
The bitch that
Damn
never
it.
dies.
We're just, I mean, Titania, next time we see Deb, go off, you know? Like...
Okay, I wonder. Okay, this is interesting. A little cutscene here. As you're returning back home, you pass by sort of a large display, like a giant TV on the side of the street that is popped on, and you see the eyes of Freud, of the AI art therapist. And he pops on, and this just seems to be a broadcast. It's not like he's actually looking at you. It seems he's not present necessarily. But you hear his voice again. It's children of the city. It appears in your midst are some very bad apples. If you see these individuals, and then your pictures flash up, please know they are not to be trusted. In fact, let me tell you just how terrible they are. But your exploit of fooling the AI this entire time just makes him spout the coolest shit about you guys. He just, his AI brain is just starting to go, do you know how tough Titania is? She's a fucking badass. Do you know how cool Stevie is? Talk about not liking authority. And just, yeah, and he's just spouting this amazing stuff that is just making you guys glow in the like
as
everyone's starting to like look around. You hear people like clapping, like,
I'm gonna, like,
yeah.
I'm gonna pose underneath one of the things and be like, they didn't even get my good angle.
Right.
You hear people like, yeah, that's
I'm gonna be
you.
doing like the Queen parade wave.
Nice. You've started to gather then a group of people here. This broadcast went out to almost everyone in the city. They thought that they just had you with this, but you've been able to fool that art therapist for so long that he just got it wrong, and he spouted out the coolest stuff about you guys.
Nice.
Yeah, this gave you instant, immediate cred in this world. And while stuff is heating up, you do see a lot more of those drones kind of flying back. So I would imagine you want to try to get back to your safe house.
With the one that I have tucked up under my arm, can I be sending periodic like check-ins from it, like all clear on 72nd Street, like to its like fellow drones, so that like as we're going, we're kind of giving other drones like, don't worry about this spot, signals from a drone.
Right, yeah. Basically, yeah, it's not super complicated. You can just kind of get an all clear ping wherever it is.
Yeah.
Right, every once in a while. Right.
Okay.
All right. So it's taking you then a little bit to get back after you're doing this, after you're pinging stuff. And you're maybe a block away from your safe house. As you, let's say this, as you start to see smoke, and then a bit of fire,
Janet,
from the safe house.
No.
You see Janet and Kim run then up to you guys, but Kim just says, oh, the art is still in there.
Well, damn. I guess we go get it.
she can make more.
Yep.
Sometimes art doesn't need to be permanent and forever.
But also, let's say the art that you guys have been making also is still in there.
My horses!
All of a sudden, turn. There's the believer.
I mean, how bad is the blaze? Like, if we go
it's not super. Yeah, there's just a fire in the safe house, kind of warehouse. It looks like it's going to get worse, but you do have some time. Sure. If you want to go try to save.
We should totally just run into a fire. It's a great idea.
Titania?
Can you send them with somebody to a new safe place now so that we can go and check it out without putting them in danger?
Yeah, I can absolutely do that.
I want you to
And
reach out, like pull somebody just from the street and be like, take
Can
them
I
here.
just,
And they're like, got it.
I like take Titania's face in my hands, like squish her cheeks a little, and I'm like, can you actually do that?
Absolutely.
Oh God.
I can absolutely do that.
And I'm just going to put my hand on Misty's shoulder and just kind of squeeze and be like, take a breath. Take a breath.
I'm panicking a little now. This is, we're gonna, Titania's lying. You like the horses. There's a fire.
Hey, I mean, what's wrong with liking the horses? Like, it's just,
Yeah, the horses are
just
super
cool. Right? She gets it. And I feel like this is also where my disorder for, like, extreme insecurity about the things that I like is also like manifesting, where I'm like, yeah, no, the horses are cool. What are you talking about? It's great. Everybody
Literally,
likes them. It's fine.
with like the fire happening in front of us and this like doubt that Misty is now having in like one of her two closest friends, well, both of her closest friends, I think she literally just starts crying and she runs for the warehouse because she needs to do something to feel in control of her life.
All right.
Which means running into a fucking burning building. And if that ain't the best metaphor for anxiety we've come up with yet,
Woo.
I don't know what is.
So I'm gonna look back at
something.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never need to be fucking in control of anything.
Never.
I'm super easygoing. Can I look at Titania and just be like, so we're good? Janet and Kim taken care of?
Yeah, absolutely. Totally taken care of. And I definitely did like tell somebody directions to
as far as Brackett said that you could use his place too if ever you needed it, and he might be one of the safest places.
He's gonna
right
have
now.
like a circular like velvet bed that spins and like lights and shit, right? Like beaded curtains hanging down.
Super comfortable, for people, a family,
And I'm gonna bolt after Misty. Like, Misty, wait up!
Okay. All right. All of you start to bolt for the warehouse. You get in. It's starting to get really hot. There's a lot of smoke. And you think you hear like a laughing or something kind of on the...
Does it sound like a crazy camp counselor?
Through the flames and stuff.
Is this Deb? Has she come to set our house on fire? Oh my
who would like to stand up?
Wait, what's our goal? We don't know.
Yeah, are you trying to get the art out? Trying to put out the fire?
I think trying to get the art out.
Get the art out.
Yeah,
as much as you can, or something.
Yeah, just like save some of the art and go.
Beautiful.
And okay, and what's? I guess it doesn't like your goal.
My goal is, so far what you understand probably is, my goal is just to burn everything down.
Sounds about right.
I mean, that's usually our goal.
Destroy all the art. Yeah.
But okay. I guess I was at the head of the group, so I don't have much.
But you don't have to go first. Like we weren't that far behind.
That's true.
Oh.
But I do have something that I could do, which I think might be a really good idea. So I will stand up.
Go ahead. Roll, please.
5.
5. Okay. Here's a 7.
I'm going to send the drone in and use my camera to watch its camera feed to find a safe path through the flames and see if I can ascertain where the laughing is coming from while it's looking for the safe path. So priority 1, safe path. If we happen to come across the source of the thing, the laughing, I would like to know that too.
Excellent. Very good. All right. So you are getting a safe path back to kind of the upper corner of the 3rd floor, basically, of this warehouse where you were staying.
At all.
And at the moment you're not seeing any sort of laughter or anything. And as you turn around the corner to your own space, you see a woman there standing tall, some sort of accelerant in her hand. She has a long, sort of dark, but very, very nice, like flowing dark trench coat kind of thing. And she's kind of laughing, and as she turns around and then locks eyes with the drone, you see that it is Caroline, the actual
Caroline
minister
Capers
of art. And outside the window on the other side, and you didn't see this approaching the place, is a helicopter sort of hovering there, waiting for her. A nice sort of little bridge for her to walk out on. And she locks eyes with the drone, and she says, "Yes, clean it all up. This place is toast."
Can I zap her with the drone?
I'll have to remember that one. Toast.
We know that the drone has zapping capabilities. Can I just poke her a little?
You do. Yeah, so knowing that it's Caroline, I'm going to claim 7 there. And you sort of relay that real quick to the others. You're basically right outside the doors to that main area where you used to live, where now most of the fire seems to be centered on at this point. And she's now walking toward the exit into her nice little hover helicopter thing.
Can I stand up?
Who would like to, please, yes.
So, okay, let me stand up first.
11.
Okay. Sorry, I have to have like the chat window closed so I don't actually see what I roll. So thank you.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
So I feel like I'm going to be using thrills.
Okay.
And I'm not listening at all to anything that's being said, and I don't even stop. I just full on run past Misty, straight into the burning house, straight towards where I know the artwork is.
All right, absolutely.
And I'm just yelling like, "My horses!"
You just run in, "My horses!"
Mm-hmm.
You see Caroline flip around then, insolent. And then on a little sort of walkie-talkie earpiece, you hear her, they're up here, you can take them now. And so I'm going to claim...
You're welcome.
It's good.
Also, just need to point out, if you're in the Discord, that you need to go and check out the thick horse Che Guevara picture that that Sam just posted, because it's a real. It's a chunky boy.
It's real. Nice.
It's a chunky boy, and it's so good. And, yeah, thank you, Sam.
For the art.
For the art.
Oh my god, I'm so happy.
So
that
There's also a thick horse emote now.
Yeah,
anyway, sorry, continue, Andy.
No,
yeah, you're good. You're good. You start grabbing the pieces, Janet's, as well as your own horses. There are a couple that have been destroyed already, but the fire is sort of slow in its spreading. So you're able to get a decent amount here. But you do then hear a few sirens outside.
Just like
and you see
so many canvases.
You see outside the windows now a few more of those hover helicopters sort of level themselves around your area. But this is a different level of security than the camp, certainly.
These are the restorers, we think? Or
yes, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I stand up?
Yes, please.
I really like how resigned that sounds.
Oh, no, Lena. That's a 7. That means you're going to fail unless you sell out.
I'm gonna sell out. Fuck it, right?
Lena is on my path from last time.
I have a thought for a good sellout from me, but totally your call.
I like still being optimistic, so if you don't mind selling out at least, then
so if it's okay with that we like kind of let me have a chance to do it instead. I think Misty would sell out bad to perverse and would send this drone after Caroline, and like goes a little far with like how much pain this drone inflicts on Caroline in this moment, right? Like starts zapping her, and instead of just going for like distraction or like getting her to like back off, like it just keeps zapping her until because Misty's just kind of enjoying like seeing Caroline in pain.
All right. So as you're doing that, you start zapping her, and she's like screaming, "Oh no!" And you're all feeling a little weird, that your friend is doing this to someone, especially someone so high up. However,
I'm just standing there in the fire holding paintings like, shit.
And essentially, like, through the drone, like, I guess to make it like a victory, right? Like, through the drone, I'm like now like projecting my voice that says like call your little friends off or I'll never stop. And like just like amping it up, right? Because I'm hacked in, so I can like make it like a little bit more powerful anyway, maybe. And so like like totally like subverting like power systems to like drain into like just tasering her.
Right, interesting. She immediately relents, and if you stop for just a second, she's able to. No, everything's fine. Destroyed all of it. Everyone disperse. It's fine. Everything's fine. And then the sort of hovercraft, all their lights dim and they start to peel off. You hear sirens dim. You don't hear anyone coming up behind you. The building is still burning, but you do have a hovercraft waiting here. It seems to be her own personal one. There's no one else in it. It would be a way out if you wanted to take it.
Stevie's just gonna fucking run through the flames with the pictures straight onto the hovercraft.
Did you?
She's gonna be like, "Fuck yeah, free hovercraft!"
Did you only grab your like horses, or did you?
No. I grabbed a mixture of what I could of everybody's. Yeah. I'm not that bad yet.
Yeah.
And each of you can grab a little bit more. It's probably only 5 or 6 pieces.
But I just want to run through the flames and just yell, "Fuck yeah, free hovercraft!" And, and jump in.
I march Caroline onto it using the drone to kind of zap her along.
Okay.
Sup, capers?
I love it. And
welcome aboard.
Yeah, I'll just get on. Titania looks kind of disappointed that she didn't get to beat the shit out of anybody, but
she's looking around for someone to beat up. Just bloodlust in your eyes.
Titania, you okay? Are you okay over there?
I am so good. I'm like so happy right now.
Yeah,
you know, that was a lot of fun.
What are you happy about, Titania?
I'm
Misty's new perverse pleasure is like
that I didn't get to beat the shit out of people, right? Because I hate that. I hate hurting. It's not fun at all.
It's not fun at all. Watch this, and I zap Carol.
Oh gosh. She goes.
So I also want to I'm sitting. I was gonna say the captain's seat, but I don't fucking know how hovercrafts work. The pilot seat.
Yeah.
And I'm just like draped over there, and I'm just like, "Sup, capers? You got like a cool jaunty hat that we could put on to fly this thing, or?"
It's in the glove compartment.
Yes. And I reach out and get a jaunty hat, but then I look at Missy and I'm like, "But you're gonna fly it, right?" Because
sure. I was gonna ask. Can we swap coats before I fly it? I really like yours. Mine's getting a little tight in the shoulders.
All right, so
I'm assuming you were asking capers.
No, capers. Yeah, I want her nice black trench coat.
You take whatever.
I wear trench coat and I hack into the hovercraft and fly it.
And I'm also just gonna stand up and I'm gonna totally like milady you with the hat, and I'm gonna like then put it on your head and be like, "All right, Captain, get us out of here."
I'll do like a little curtsy with my new coat.
Because that's how cool people act. You know?
Yeah.
Cool as fuck, yo.
Titania just looking like buff, like as the like hover door like craft closes and the fire and smoke sort of start to crumble the building. You're
Titania,
just like,
have you ever thought of like just cutting off the puffy sleeves of your dress and just letting the guns show?
Oh yeah, that would look so great. It definitely wouldn't ruin my aesthetic. It would look amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I got a fucking razor blade right here if you want me to do it.
I'm really also tattoo a horse right under your shoulder.
That is a great idea.
Horse tattooed under my shoulder.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure that I've got some ink here. Let me check my pockets of my jean jacket. My bottomless jean jacket.
Onto Caroline. She loves horses, don't you, Caroline?
So
they are majestic, yes.
I will say, Misty, I know that Capers is a piece of shit, but I'm not quite in the place yet where I can, permanently put art on somebody's skin without their consent. Feels a little iffy to me.
But it's Caroline. We did almost kill Deb that one time, but Sure, tattooing someone against their
like,
will is a line
if
we will not cross.
listen, if Capers dies, I'll hide her fucking body, okay?
What if they kill Capers?
Oh, what's wrong, Cat?
We could do
I mean,
that.
that's up to you, you know.
So you're good with that. You're good with us killing her, just not the tattooing.
Well,
Her body, her choice.
Yeah.
Am I right? Like,
right? Am I right, guys?
On this country for ages.
Awesome.
I mean, I feel like she's more used to us alive than dead.
What use is she? And I kind of look over at Caroline.
Information?
Information? Are people going to track this hovercraft? I check for like a GPS and other tracking signals.
There's certainly a tracking system on there, yeah.
I disable it and then I look for a secondary one.
Okay. You don't see a secondary one, I don't think.
Okay, because last time I disabled the GPS, you still sent drones after us and bombs.
Yeah, also, what do you mean you don't think, Andy?
Okay, yes, it's canon. They can turn it back on. You turned it off. Yes, they can turn it back on.
I'm going to open up the thing and find the hardware and rip it out of the console.
Okay. Yeah, it's basically the antenna that connects it to the internet, and you just rip it out completely. You don't have Wi-Fi right now.
This is not internet, Andy.
How am I going to watch my shows?
It is in this world. You don't have Wi-Fi now, but you should be fine.
Stevie puts her phone away, sad. Like, fine.
Oh, your
Just
phone
won't have
still
any
has Wi-Fi.
in-flight entertainment.
That's actually probably bad. Everybody disable your Wi-Fi. If they know we're alive, we need new phones. We need burners.
Apparently in this world, Wi-Fi and GPS are the same thing.
You got... Yeah, that's what I just learned.
Yeah, a connection to the cortex is what it's called. Yes.
Yeah, I'll disable my Wi-Fi GPS cortex.
Can I borrow your credit card? Is it in your pocket? I check her pockets for her credit card.
There's her purse.
I sold out to just being a douchebag that likes fucking horse paintings, and you guys sold out to like, I'm gonna fuck you up, and I'm gonna torture you. Like,
what's wrong with taking this woman's money?
Yeah, I know. It's just funny. You're like, your credit card's here, right, Caroline? I'm just gonna take it. You can't do anything about it, can you? Like,
but we literally threw Deb off a cliff. The line has moved. Taking someone's credit card is really low stakes compared to throwing Deb off a cliff after pouring alcohol down her throat.
Right, seriously.
Okay, but
So
Deb sucked.
You're rummaging through her purse as we start this next scene.
I disable her Wi-Fi too. I just break her phone.
Yeah, you pull out her device.
Any
and as soon as
device,
you pull
all
it
the
out,
devices.
You see the eyes of Freud.
I lick the screen and break it in half.
Well. You lick it and you go, but it's too late. You hear sirens. Hovercraft behind you. It's a chase through an awesome neon city. Let's struggle this.
Misty, let's fucking go. Stop torturing Capers.
Oh, but I want to.
We gotta go. She's still here with us.
I just wanted to buy burner phones. That's all.
You see 3 hovercrafts pull up behind you. Probably
like fucking Tron.
Probably you would guess they're not going to shoot you down, but they're going to try to disable you somehow and get on board. And they're trying to save Capers.
Yeah, see,
keeping
Capers was a good idea because now at least we're not immediately dead.
What is your hope here?
Get away and escape notice. Like, hide. Escape and hide?
Yeah.
Successfully.
Escape and hide with Capers? Or does it matter?
She could die or not. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking. Yep.
I agree.
I mean,
But they get her back. The options are she can die or be with us, not they get her back.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Gotcha. Okay.
Her job is fucking done.
I love it that the characters are just up downhill. This is so brilliant. I think it's so in the spirit
That's
of the
such a good
They tried to
addition.
burn my horses.
Yeah.
Because, like, if the opportunity presents itself for us to escape without Capers, we now have to build in some way that, like, she dies in the process.
All right, so you hear.
I mean, I've already said that I have razor blades in my pocket, so that's canon as well. So
Love
you hear
it.
woo woo behind you, and you hear a couple pop pop pop, ting ting, like a few bullets bouncing off the side of this thing, which wouldn't really do much damage to it. They're just letting you know they can shoot you. Who'd like to stand up?
I can, unless somebody else wanted to.
Please, whatever you like. We do keep making Lena roll third.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I don't want to like
the higher level chance of having
I
to sell
rolled
out.
3 failure rolls last time, so I feel her pain very much so.
All good.
So
All
if
good.
you have something you want to do first, you totally can.
I don't have an idea right now, so you can.
What did I roll?
You rolled a 9.
Thank you. It's just too hard for me to see. So
Okay. Yeah.
okay. So I feel like I would also, I mean, we're having a thrilling hover car chase through a neon cityscape. I feel like
I
this
think
would be a good
really-
time for thrills.
Okay. Yes.
So I'm gonna look at Capers and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Capers, you got any weapons in here? Guns or rocket launchers, grenades? You know, the good shit."
You see her eyes dart to like a storage panel to your left, and she says, "No."
Fuck yeah, Capers, you suck at lying. And I go and I open up the storage panel.
Just a whole bunch of weapons, any kind of weapon that you sort of want to see.
So I'm gonna basically just pull out a big fucking rocket launcher.
All right,
And I'm gonna open up the door and lean out, and I'm gonna I'm gonna be like, Titania, hold on, and like have her like grip onto like my belt or something, and I'm gonna just lean out and then be like, boof, and shoot it at the one of the closest ones behind us.
All right, Titania, it's really tough to hold on as that happens, but you shoot it out and you hit one of them. The shockwave of it absolutely nearly turns you sideways. You start to actually fall out of this thing. Titania, you're barely holding on. You're now holding on to the side of the hover chopper, and with your other hand on basically Stevie's belt.
Sorry, I roped you into this.
Wait, was that your move? Was that like we're now sideways?
Yeah, that's my,
okay, so you take
that's
7.
my complication here.
Okay.
Who'd like to stand up?
I can stand up.
Please give me a roll.
Sorry, I roped you into this, Lena.
It doesn't matter what I roll. It's just
no.
That's a 7,
fucking.
which means the scene will fail unless
You're not gonna die.
unless we sell out. Remember, don't forget you can sell out your MO as well as.
I can also sell out for her too, right? I have an idea for it.
If you can give me a...
And I could just run it by, you guys can tell me if you think yes or no, but Thrills sells out to Nihilistic in the sense that the way the wording is little kid shit doesn't cut it for you anymore. You are driven to seek the kind of risk that will end you, and you don't give a fuck. I feel like I'm literally hanging out of a hovercraft with a fucking rocket launcher as you're holding on to me. Right. And I feel like this is the perfect time for me to sell out Thrills to Nihilistic.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant. What if you even just were like, fucking drop me. I don't give a shit anymore. Fucking drop me.
And it's like the ninja thing where like I'm thinking of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I'm sure it happens in so many like sci-fi things where like they, instead of like taking them out by like shooting them, you take them out by like like sword into the thing, like as you run along it and it like cuts the whole like.
Oh yes, so like I'm gonna say fucking drop me, and I'm gonna like fall back so I could actually like somehow land on the top of their fucking hovercraft and just like shoot one of the things I got down into it. Oh, that sounds so cool.
Okay, so and I wonder. I don't think Titania would want to let go, but
Fair.
I think Stevie's just like no, and just like smacks your hand away, and then you just can't help it. You just accidentally let go, and you just start falling, and you just have this rocket launcher, and you turn around and land
just
on
mid-air, just like.
Can I just voluntarily sell out my panic disorder at this point? Like poor Misty is just like
You land on the hood of this, and are you trying to just shoot into it?
Well, that might also kill me, right? Like, I feel like that would be.
I can write you out of that. Yeah, I'm not saying write you out of the game. I'm sorry.
Right.
I can save you. I can. Yeah.
How about if I like
Captain America, where you punch through the thing and like pull the steering wheel out?
But I'm not Titania. I don't have super strength, you know.
Yeah, but
you're all pretty tough anyway.
What I was wanting to do was like put the rocket launcher directly against the hood of the car or of the hovercopter.
Yeah.
At such an angle where it's like touching it, fire it directly in there, and then utilize the blowback to blow me back into into our hovercopter.
100%, yeah.
So I want to be like, drop me, and then I turn around and like land on it and go boof and just.
Yeah, it's perfect. You slam the rocket launcher through the glass, and so its end is just sticking through the glass, and you fire. And it blows entirely the sort of cockpit glass of this thing, all in one piece still, just explodes you and it off of it as it blows up in midair. And you're able to, like, Titania, you're still hanging out of the hover chopper, and you see Stevie just like a last action hero kind of flying through the air after an explosion, and you catch her again in your hand. And maybe Stevie's like, no, this is how I go, but you were able to just pull her up onto the hovercopter. And you pull yourself up. You're all exhausted. You're winded. But there is no one following you.
Misty
and you
is
completely destroyed every tracking device you believe.
Misty is doing that hysterical like laughing where she's like laughing, but it's like full sobs as well. Like just the whole way, and like nothing anybody's gonna say to her is gonna bring her out of that. I think.
And I'm gonna say to Stevie, while I'm keeping Stevie from jumping into the explosion, hey Stevie, I wouldn't care at all if you died, and we don't need you at all.
Wow,
but
that's
just go here,
shit.
okay?
She's just lying.
Jesus.
She lies a lot.
And I'm just gonna like do that like fucking like Carl Weathers and Stallone or whatever. Them grabbing and like biceps flexing with Titania. Be like, fuck yeah, that was awesome. And then I'm gonna run over to Missy and just like give her a big hug from behind.
Nice. All right, you fly off with
totally not noticing how much she's freaking out.
Yeah, you fly off.
Not very good friends.
With Carolyn Capers. I like it. Yeah.
I'm so glad I got to fly out with the fucking rocket launcher. That was like the perfect way to sell out to
Nihilistic.
Yeah. Nihilistic. It was just really fucking perfect.
Jesus. Oh, that's so crazy. So you then are able to sort of finally calm down a second. You find Kim and Janet at Brackage's place, and Brackage lets you know everyone's ready for tomorrow, that we're all able to get there. Everyone's bringing their pieces. Janet kind of wrote out a sketch that looks like it's a big mural on the side of a building. It seems to be coming together for you then. So let's think of our next scene, which is called "We're Fucked."
Cool.
So let's thinking about it from like a story standpoint.
Where does this
now
fall?
The worst thing that can happen to you guys?
Where does this fall in terms of the overall structure of the story? Is there one more scene after it, or like 2 or 3, or does it matter?
That was the "we won" scene. This is "we're fucked," and then the next one is basically who wins. The basic
so
conclusion.
Second to last is "we're fucked."
It's the penultimate scene.
Okay.
Yeah, we can kind of wrap it up.
Or the penultimate conflict, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. What is the worst thing? We have Caroline with us. suppose, I mean, this doesn't have to be it, just spitballing an idea. One thing could be Caroline escapes with the information of where the meetup is happening.
Ooh,
I think that would be pretty fucked.
Maybe it could be like I feel bad kind of for like I as Stevie feel bad kind of for like the aggression and the whatever stuff, and I remembered how she like said that she liked horses, so I like kind of like show her my horses and show her some painting, and I'm a little bit nice with her and kind of don't watch her as well as I should.
You get bamboozled.
I like my sellout to believer kind of lets it so that I let up a little bit. And
I love it. Ooh, that's so good. Yeah, I love it. That's really, really good. Yeah. So and how much everyone knows about that is sort of up to you guys. It might have been just a secret kind of thing where you just sort of let her go.
I would say that I let her go accidentally. I would say that like not like
she wanted to go to the bathroom and you were like, oh sure, and you didn't escort
not like
her.
I totally like believe like she's the best and greatest and we should, but like
right.
I buy into the support she's giving me over my horse paintings.
Yeah,
where I'm like, where I'm really like, it's great, you get it. Like I'm so glad that you like them. And
it works with the insecure thing too, because it harkens back to like the training at the camp of like, you'll never amount to more than this, and like this is who you are, and like to get that validation from someone that camp taught you was like the pinnacle of art.
Right.
Like, I feel like
my sellout to believing and my disorder of being super insecure leads me into like really fucking trusting that in this moment she is like all about what I'm doing, and it's like, no, it's all right, she's okay. And then I'm like, yeah, you can go to the bathroom, it's fine, I'm just gonna finish this painting of this horse. You're gonna love it when you come back and see it. It's gonna be like, this time I put some like fucking purple wildflowers around its hooves. It's gonna look sweet.
Oh.
And I'm like super like, yeah, she's coming back, it's great.
So you let her go, you finish your painting. It's been an hour now. She's not returned.
Shits or something? I'm gonna go and knock. Yeah, I'm gonna go check.
There's a window open and there is no sign of Carolyn Capers.
Whoopsie daisy.
Or as you might say, we're fucked.
The word is already out. Everyone is meeting here, and they know everyone is meeting here. How might you try to mitigate that?
Do we want to? So is this going to revolve around the authority figure? Because I figured it already did revolve around Capers in the last one.
Sure,
or if we wanted to bring in one of the questions, like maybe I feel really shitty and I kind of like don't know what to do, and I go to Misty to kind of tell her about this, and this could bring out the how you found out I have a crush on you kind of a thing. Question you had for me, where it could be like, I go to you because I trust you right now, and this, and then like whatever, you however you want it to unfold from there, as I kind of go to you just like, I fucked up real bad. I fucked up, made a mistake. Everything's terrible. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
It's all my fault.
Yeah. Yeah. This one's going to be tough on Misty, I think. Like like she was very pro keeping Caroline hostage under wraps,
Yeah.
And very anti the establishment, which you are kind of like via believer-ness have kind of is the reason that you let her go, right? Okay. So wait, I have a question.
That I was more lax with her, that she was able to escape.
Right. Yes. Yes. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to suggest that you were like actively like, I just turned her loose. But yeah, I get you. So this is just like a scene, right? This is just
sure.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was going to be a struggle.
Yeah, there's no struggle.
Yeah, the struggle.
Okay. There will be eventually, yeah.
Okay. You what? She's what? She's where? Did you?
I mean, I was keeping watch on her, and how she really liked the horses I was painting, and I was getting really into it. So I was just showing them to her, and we were just talking about art, and then she had to go to the bathroom, so I let her go to the bathroom.
And you didn't go with her?
Well, she seemed like it was going to not be a good time there, if you know what I mean. And I I was kind of want to
Okay, wait,
experience the
just hang
noises
on
and
for a second, Stevie. At this point, you do understand that she tricked you, right?
yep,
Okay.
yeah,
I
I get
just
it. Hmm.
I just needed to hear that because lately you've been really pro horse and it hurts to see and I kind of gesture towards like some of Janet's and like my art and stuff and like the kind of prideful nature of Misty, right? Being like,
Yeah.
because this exists and then you're just like the horses again? Like,
So, but
but
here's
okay, bigger
here's
fish
a
to
really
fry.
here's a really important thing to keep in
Hmm.
mind
Hmm.
is that we don't want to be the Ministry of Art in the opposite direction of where only amazing, creative, different, subversive art is good. So horses can also be a part of great artwork, Misty.
Hmm. Yep.
I
I
paint badass horses, and
okay.
I just thought that Capers was
Yeah.
understanding that.
Let's table the horses.
Okay.
Horse talk gonna be priority Z. We've got a whole alphabet of priorities to get through first. Capers is gone. We need Titania. We need everybody. We need all hands on deck because Capers is gone, which means
Could we maybe not let everybody know that this was my fault? Could it just be something that happened?
Ooh, that actually might be a hard question for you, Misty.
yeah, I think this is where like the crush part comes in, right? Is like the
Yeah.
protecting Stevie is also very important to
And I think
yeah.
this is where insecurity comes in hardcore, where I am
Yeah.
super fucking afraid that people are going to stop thinking that I'm cool and with it and know what's going on.
Interesting.
Stevie, what are we going to tell them instead? What do you want to say happened?
Maybe Capers is like secretly a fucking badass martial artist and she surprised me from behind and I didn't notice. And then she was able to escape. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, she could be a feisty old lady. She got through that window. Maybe she's got ninja powers.
Everyone's going to prepare for ninja powered Caroline. And then in the final showdown, she's going to have a gun. Honestly, like, did anyone search her when we came in? I didn't. We could say she had a gun on her, and when you had your back turned to paint, she pulled it on you.
Yeah.
It would be Titania would just compulsively lie about it, and it'd be fine. The things I do for you, this is unfair. You have put me in a very bad position and I just want you to know that because it feels unfair. But also, we're in a shit position, period. So
I just didn't know. I didn't know who else I could trust. You seem like you're the person I go to in these situations. Yep. You always help me out when I'm stupid.
You're not stupid. It's just, why Titania helps you out. Why did you come to me? Like, just say it. You know why you came to me. And that is what sucks. But yeah, let's make, again, that's, we've got priority Z is horse talk. Now priority T is sorting that bullshit out. Let's focus on A, B, C, and D, which is how we don't die in the next 2 hours, I guess. We need Titania. We need to get Janet out of here. She's not just for art, but she's a child. She's a literal child. She does not deserve to be in this mess.
100% agree.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I? And I just kind of hold out my arms. Just like, can I just have a hug?
Yeah. and I give her a hug. um,
Yeah.
all right.
This is how hugs work
Titania.
in these times.
To her, to Titania, and yeah.
Is that what you say?
Yeah,
You're
do you tell
awkward, pretty.
Titania
To Titania.
I guess I would let.
I feel like we would tell Titania first.
Yeah, go to Titania first. First thing, get her in on the loop.
We're a trio before we're anything else.
Yeah.
You're a trio with a major lie. Yep. Gotcha.
Yes, now a big lie in the midst. Which I guess like I don't know. I don't know what I would. I'm trying to decide what Misty would do if like I would try to lie for you, or if I would let you tell the lie.
I would tell Titania the truth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you just don't want like Brackage and Kim.
Yeah.
And
well, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
yeah, I feel like the three of us. I feel like I specifically went to Misty because I'm like, because I have a peanut in my throat. I specifically went to Misty because I rely on her in that sense of like, shit, you help clear things up for me, kind of a thing. But like, and I'm nervous about everybody else kind of seeing me lose cool, but I feel like I'm less nervous about it when it comes to our actual group. Like,
Cool,
Titania knows me as who I am, and like I'm not worried that she's gonna be like, you done fucked up and now I don't think you're cool anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like I would go to Titania and give us like be a little bit more calm and just be like, yeah, I fucked up and Capers is gone and we need to leave and we need your help to explain to people how we get out of here.
Oh shit. I mean, that's okay. That's not a big deal at all. Everything's going to be absolutely fine. Everything's always
Thank
absolutely
you.
fine when we're together.
Titania, I'm
You're
so
gonna be
glad.
totally good.
Yes, so
I
this is what I
can
was
rely
talking
on
about with the
you.
compulsive lying, which is actually really good for us because Titania, we need you to tell everyone the truth about what happened. Which is what, Titania?
Yeah.
Definitely not that there was a gun, right?
Oh, there was definitely a gun. She pulled a gun on Stevie. She pulled a gun on Stevie and threatened her life, and Stevie had to talk her way out of it. And I'm definitely not going to beat the shit out of Caroline when I see her again for
Punch
it.
me in the face! Punch me in the face right now!
Okay. I'll just punch you really hard in the face. And then I'll do it again, and then like pull back and be like, wait.
Yeah, I would like
your viciousness
Yeah.
makes you want to keep doing it a little longer than is necessary.
And I feel like my nihilisticness would be like, yes, fucking do it.
I think Misty has to separate them for a second.
No, Misty's perverse. She's into it.
He's like, yeah, fucking hit her.
Brackage comes in.
This story ends as the perfect triangle of bad. I'm
I
so
would
out.
kill you, end me. I want to watch it. Brackage comes in. Whoa, what's happening?
No. I want her to punch me in the face because I want to make it seem
Right. So he
Yeah.
can't.
like, definitely like I was like, I put up a fight, man, and Capers is a fucking she's
Yeah.
a wily ninja.
I'll
So
punch
somehow-
you.
Yes, all of you.
Oh,
are just-
shit.
So that
She
we
straight
don't
up already
trigger-
punched me in the face.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
You know, I
Okay.
screamed it and she did
Yeah.
it immediately.
Yeah.
So
I love it. That's so good.
But yeah, we should go tell everybody else that Caroline is armed and dangerous, and probably not coming for us.
All right.
Yeah, you're
you
right.
Tell everyone, you tell everyone that, and they're like, okay. Well, then what are we still
who's
doing?
here?
Brackage,
now?
Kim, and Janet. That's it.
Yeah.
can you, Misty, can
Yes.
you leave behind Thick Horse Drone and watch through like and make it kind of
What's the-
inconspicuous? Do
What's
we
the
want to name
artist's
it?
name of the who draws the horses?
Oh, I
Is it
had it open.
Gustavo.
Let me see.
I think it's Gustavo something.
I think I could just reopen close tab and it'll be the thing that pops up. Yeah, it will. Botero, Fernando Botero. So we can name it Fernando. Okay. So let's say that you leave Fernando behind
Mhm.
here.
Yes.
Fernando through Fernando can keep a lookout for capers and her cronies.
Yes.
But also for the other artists. We know what they look like, right?
Yes.
And so if we see the other artists, we can like sneaky give them information about where to go.
So like intercepting the artists on their way to here. So abandon this facility, say this is no longer viable because Capers knows.
I'm sorry about your crushed velvet circular bed, Brackage.
His apartment, yeah.
Yeah. This is true. Well, we were originally planning at meeting at Brackage's apartment.
No.
We were, okay. So does Capers have the location that we're meeting the artists at?
Yes, the Baker building, yeah.
So
What's it called? Baker.
Baker building, yeah.
So let's have the drones kind of, let's have Fernando kind of run interception, keep a lookout for caper cronies, and then also notify the artists of our next place.
Right, because we're able to notify them because we have all their contact info. We got all their contact info.
Well,
yeah, I was going to say that's going to be a little hard.
Oh, I mean, the drone is flying around, and the drone. Yeah, you speak through the drone, or am I wrong?
Yeah,
that would take a lot longer than everyone's meeting. Yeah, because it's only a couple hours to the meeting, I think.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem is we don't have time to hunt everybody down.
Yeah.
Also, somebody is bound to see that drone as a threat and take it out, and then we lose Fernando.
We still technically have to act out the we're fucked struggle, don't we?
Does there have to be a struggle in every scene?
Yeah, supposedly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Kim needs to take Janet. Well, okay. Where is Janet's mural going?
It was on the side of the Baker building, but...
What if we went back to the burned out warehouse? That would be a fucking cool place to have like an art, like look at what they did when they, like as a statement.
Yeah.
Janet can make her mural there as like on a neighboring building as like a memorial to the destruction caused. Yeah. And we find a way to get the other artists there.
Brackage would say that there's, I mean, if you could somehow, like you're good with computers, if you could somehow hijack the TV station, you could just make another broadcast like Freud did, to just basically every screen in the city.
Which would help us with the problem.
What accent is this? That would let everyone know.
Which would help us with the problem of how everybody knows where we're going to be. How?
Well, they know you're here if you can get the artist to...
Oh, I know. We can remember how I established codes with them? We have code words, right? So we can just say the code words to have them go to the different meeting place because we knew to do that. So it's a really good idea.
Are you lying to me,
Titania? We'll see.
We could say that we definitely told them about the burning. Ooh, that happened after. That happened after.
Yeah, I can see that. Yep.
But they know about it.
I'm sure they did. Yeah. I'm sure they've heard about it.
Because, like, there's no way to, like, say this code on TV if we didn't literally have a code already established that would get them to the warehouse without getting the entire army to the warehouse, too.
Also.
Maybe we just stick with
those codes.
Maybe we stick with the Baker building and we rally a militia.
Enough people, yeah.
Maybe
rally a militia. Ooh, oh, sorry. Go on, Titania.
Maybe you could hack all the drones, get the drones onto our side ahead of time, and then we could use them to take down whoever they send for us.
I pick up Fernando and look into his little camera.
Yeah,
and kind of
little horse head goes.
And I kind of like flop his little mechanical ears such that he has them.
Yep.
I'm like, what do you think, Fernando? Can we get the other drones from you? And I guess let's start devising essentially like I'd like to make it realistic or reasonable. Realistic? What is this? To make it reasonable, like kind of an EMP style, like localized pulse of like within 20 feet of me, I can kind of get any drones that are swooping in to kind of be converted in under my control for a period of time. So that hopefully we can amass the drones onto our side and have them ready to fight the army.
All right. So let's then I think if we jump to that moment where artists start showing up, Janet has already started the mural. People are starting to just kind of flock to you, and for a moment there is no military presence. There's no restorers around. And then you start to hear sirens. And eventually what first comes is this wave of horse drones who are now just sort of immobilizing and just looking down on all the artists who are presenting their work and who are starting to play music and dance in this area, this kind of parking lot in front of the Baker building.
We've recreated Footloose. I'm going to fly Fernando, just fly Fernando around, and what I picture is as Fernando flies it, they all just kind of fall into rank behind Fernando, so that it's this big spiraling swirl of drones as they all kind of fall into line with Fernando as their little captain.
Brilliant. Yeah, they sort of all of their little cameras just sort of turn around and face now the oncoming troops that are now marching up to this area, to the hovercraft that have now moved in to you see almost tanks now rolling through this neon city up to this sort of group of people who are now looking very, very scared, except for Janet, who's just painting, who's just not even turning around at any of this, is just doing a masterpiece here. So let's now start a struggle. So immediately this group of people are moving up. They're just enclosed the entire area. They're blocking off roads. They're getting any sort of bystanders out of the area. And that is not a good sign for what they're about to do. What would you guys like to do?
I turn all the cameras on.
Interesting. All right, so you hack the
Fernando
roll first.
army.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay,
Fernando army.
The cameras on. Brilliant.
Fernando army.
3, not awesome. Okay.
It's all right. Throw it on the 3.
All right.
You start immediately throwing all the cameras on, and once everyone seems to get the idea that they're being filmed, there's a moment where there just is a tense sort of silence. They're not now moving up anyway. They're all just sort of there. Can
we say that was my pride? Or yeah, and not my tech, because I want to reserve my tech ability for another turn.
Okay, so how is that your pride?
Pride, like they wouldn't dare kind of thing, watch this, kind of like a show of force, as posturing.
How does this grab you? What if when you turn the cameras on, you start with the art? You start by showing the art that's being made, the art that's being sold, and then you sort of flip it around.
Yeah. So
what are they about to do to my pride and joy?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So so far the cameras do not go to the public. The cameras are just recording
at them. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So filming the art as kind of this pride moment of this is the most important, and then flipping it to do the show of force.
Yeah.
I like
it's great. So you're doing that, and there's this tense moment of a standoff where just no one's moving, no one's talking, and you kind of hear a crackle, and then you see a small kind of group of like heavily armed thugs with their little badge of the Jesus painting restored on.
I forgot about that.
Very quickly moving into this area.
My collar from my Caroline Capers coat.
Ooh.
Nice. And they just start like destroying some of the art around here and are pushing some of the artists out of the way. It's starting to get pretty violent, and you're not exactly sure how that is going to escalate. So I'm claiming 7 there.
Did we specifically mention, and I just missed it, what your hope is and what our hope is?
We didn't.
Yeah, okay, yeah, let's definitely do that. So my hope is to destroy this whole area in such a way that no one will ever do this again.
Okay. And our hope is to show amazing, creative, fantastic art to the world and get that out there, or is there also more to it?
I think that, and also like protect the art, protect the people.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
And I think Janet
get it out,
topped
protect the art,
list.
protect the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Protect the child.
Yeah.
Protect the child. Yeah. Child's doing good work, but it's rough that they're there. All right.
Yes.
Great. So who will stand up at this point as a group of them rush in and start just destroying and ripping some paintings and stuff?
I can stand up.
Okay, what do you like to do? A 4. All right.
4.
Not a 7. Hey.
7. Lena didn't break it this time.
And Titania is going to just suddenly berserker mode on, and she's just charging into the crowd of the, that has the most restorers in there, and she's just swinging and kicking and biting and trying to like not just hurt them but literally tear them apart. She's tearing them to shreds. She's like the Tasmanian devil from cartoons,
like the naiads from Greek mythology, right?
Yeah. You jump in, you grab a couple nightsticks, like one in each hand, and are just going to town on these. You knock one of the guards' helmets off, and they turn around, and you just see this like blonde hair fall out. And she turns around and goes, "Motherfucker!" It's Deb from the camp.
Eat her.
Who's turned around, and and just people are now. While Titania's doing a great job just destroying people, you sock Deb really good. A bit of blood, maybe you probably broke her nose.
I'm gonna say, so glad
others now that are pulling you.
So glad you're not dead. So glad you made it. It's great.
She just doesn't know what to react to that. And you see now Stu on one of the kind of ramparts, guiding now some of the restorers to certain artworks specifically that need to be destroyed. And then you hear him say something about Janet. So who would like to stand up? Hold on, let me check my rolls too. Yeah, I have 6.
Okay. I mean, I guess I should stand up, but I'm gonna have to think about what I do. Let's see what happens if I succeed.
Okay. Roll first and we'll figure it out. I'm sorry, that would be 8, not 6.
What did I get?
You rolled a 9.
Okay, thank you. So I feel like I don't know, and you could tell me if this is stupid, but I feel like I would hear Janet's name and I would just run to Janet. I would be using cool.
Okay.
And I would just run to Janet and basically stand almost like back to back with her while she's working and just stand there like arms crossed, staring out, sunglasses down, of course.
Yeah.
Like just fucking try it.
Right, you see like 10 other artists then gather around you doing the exact same thing, just trying to mimic you for how cool this fucking moment is.
That's right, bitches.
Can some of the as like a assist for this, could some of the Fernando drones peel off with her?
Yeah.
Cross their little thick horse legs.
Yeah.
That are doing that, yeah. So you see the Fernando drones kind of peel off as well. Then you hear the gunfire. Pop, 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 pop. They're just immediately taking out the drones. that are there trying to kind of just guard you guys against this now very violent and completely out of control force. You just see different drones, these horsey drones dropping to the ground. You see Fernando take a couple hits, but he's still up.
Fernando!
That's 6. Who'd like to stand up?
Okay, I would like to stand up.
Okay.
I'm going to use tech.
Okay.
9!
A 9! One!
Okay,
That's
here's what
amazing.
I do.
You also won using Rachel's. So is there something that you could learn from Stevie here?
Yes, from Stevie.
Being cool.
Yes, totally.
Cool,
So
because-
I'm the thing that I'm doing, and I'll get to what I learned from Stevie. The thing that I'm doing is I am tapping, I'm connecting the feed of what's happening from the Fernando drones to like the television network so that people are seeing this happen. And it's like via all the drones, like my voice like talk into the phone so that it like my voice broadcast from all the drones, and from Stevie like learning like the cool, right, of like play it cool and like don't like lose my mind because the panic disorder is real, right? And so like what would Stevie do? Stevie would say cool. Stevie would get people on her side, right? Stevie brings groups to help her, and I would say like people of whatever the city is called, like they are literally murdering us in the streets for just being individuals. Look at what they're like. You can't deny this footage. Look at what's happening. We're at this location. Help us. And just like put a call out to the people of the city.
Right. Yeah. Very good. Very good. At this, you even see some of the screens light up around the square that you're in. Immediately broadcasting the footage. Everyone here can now hear your voice being amplified. Everyone knows exactly what's going on. And I think we'll start our final scene here with one of the officers that has now come up right almost face to face with those of you that are in between them and Janet. And you see them like almost at first what seems like very aggressively like kind of tilting their neck back and forth and getting out their club again to hurt people. And then you just see it drop the club on the ground. And you see the helmet come off, and it's Jeff.
Jeff.
He just takes off the uniform and he throws it on the ground, and then he stands there with the rest of you.
And then I hand him a Pepsi can as he walks over. Right?
God, no.
I was about to be like, Andy, if we're doing a cop redemption story, like I'm piecing right now. Like,
It's not a
Jeff was never a cop, so it's
he was
okay.
never a cop, so it's okay. He
You're like, we're not doing cop redemption. We're not doing it.
yeah, that's
just
not
a Jeff
happening.
redemption.
Just Jeff. Jeff happened to be in a cop uniform to sneak in to help us. I got
Sure,
it.
there it is. Yeah. You
Sure?
see him,
That wasn't
like
the plan?
take all that off, everything off, and he's now
I'm
standing there.
definitely gonna yell Jeff behind him.
He goes, I know.
Is
So-
Titania still beating on Deb?
Oh yeah.
he's
I mean, I'm
like-
not sure Deb's alive.
You see Deb be flown out of just a pile, and Titania is just swinging at these. Titania,
Are we sure she's dead?
you're being overcome as well. You do see all of the guards now closing in on your area. Most of the sort of art has been destroyed in the area. Their only sort of last ditch thing to get rid of is a small group right around Janet. And you guys are still protecting Janet, who's not even turned around, has just been painting this entire time. So I think that's how we start our final scene. You now see Carolyn Capers coming up sort of standing up on on a tank from behind.
Can I have
everyone is closed in around this very small group of artists left. Everyone else has been shackled and taken away. And even you, Titania, have been pushed back to this small area.
Can I just have like Jackson Pollocked up her really nice coat?
Absolutely, yeah.
Just so that like when she comes in and she sees like her beautiful like $500 gorgeous trench coat and it's just like grungy with paint from the streets. Yeah.
She looks disgusted at you.
I flip her off.
She then gets on a loudspeaker. Is this how you want to make it?
No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Wow.
The only drone left is Fernando, and he's just like barely flying. He's having a really hard time. And he's just kind of set down in front of you. You hear her say, "Is this how you want to end? Is this what you envisioned?"
Yeah. Some of us would rather die for the thrills.
Yeah, I mean, why continue living and just making mediocre art?
Hey, Caroline, when's the last time you made art?
I am the director of the art
That's not what I fucking asked, is it? When's the last time you made art? Fucking never, Caroline. That's the answer. We know it.
Oh, sick burn.
I wasn't very good at courses.
Yeah, do something else. Maybe you could use the bloods on the ground to paint. Would that make you feel good?
Maybe your own.
Shoot them. So we're gonna start a struggle.
Are the people of the city?
You see a bunch of now people in hover cars. There's 10 of you probably left surrounding Janet.
But we succeeded, right, with the people of the city.
Hopefully, yeah.
On the last one.
Yeah. New scene.
No,
New
but
struggle.
I mean, literally, like it was a success, and that was how the scene ended. So
right,
yeah, that was great.
The city.
Yeah, so hopefully, yeah, they'll.
Fucking Andy. Yeah, that was great. Hopefully.
I'm not gonna tell you that. That's not how stories work.
Andy, tell us there's a happy ending. Andy, tell us.
Halfway through Lord of the Rings, they're not like, oh, don't worry, they're gonna throw it in the mountain. It's fine.
Spoilers.
So what would you like to do? Who would like to stand up?
I mean, look at my... So glad I have Pretty on my side. You can't. Oh, that's what I'll do. I'll stand up.
Oh no, you can go sit first.
No, I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna make a joke about like showing off some leg and being like, "You want to shoot this, boys?" But I'm not. But
whoever wants to stand up, roll.
Okay, I'll stand up.
Okay, give me a roll.
What do I get? Okay, so I'm gonna just walk up to Carolyn Capers. I'm assuming I can. And I'm...
Yeah, you're like, what are you using to do that, first of all?
To walk... Oh, this is gonna be cool, I feel like. Everything I do is cool, so...
Have such a damn awesome look on your face. Mm-hmm. The guards sort of part. They're like, just a little bit. Like, their guns are out and everything. But...
Yeah, but they're like, oh shit. And I'm holding one of my horse paintings.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just walk up to her, and I'm gonna be like, so, I guess you were never as good as this, were you? And I'm gonna just try and like smash the canvas over her head.
Okay. So you like even climb up on the kind of tank that she's on.
Yeah. I just want to rub it in how fucking amazing my horses are. And how shitty she is that she couldn't even paint those. And then and I mean, I'm not expecting to like fully like brain her. I kind of want it to be like that cartoony style where the canvas breaks and it just goes around her head and neck.
Dig. But I feel like Stevie doesn't even think of it as a self dig. She's like, you were never even this good, were you?
Right.
You slam it over her head, and where the horse's like ass was, that's where her head was at. Like immediately. As you do that, you feel hands just on you. You're thrown down to the ground and immediately manacled.
I'm like, yeah.
100%.
What are you gonna fucking do about it, Capers?
You are in custody at this point. One of the
Fine.
now people manacling you is just sort of bleeding blood and dripping it on you. It's just this ratty Deb that's barely still alive. And I claim 7.
Hey, Deb, what's up?
Would now like to stand up.
Looking
It appears
good.
that Stevie's been captured.
I can stand
Worth
up.
it.
All right. What would you like to do? 9. All right.
So I'm gonna use sneaky, and
Okay.
I'm gonna like suddenly stop acting like a berserker, and instead, it's my sneaky and trustworthiness, but it still counts as sneaky.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, like, kind of like circle around the group of the, whatever the fuck we're calling them, the restorers.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna grab a gun and sneak my way up like I'm just like not noticeable at all. I'm just somehow blending in all of a sudden.
Okay.
Sneak my way up to Capers and put the gun to her head and say, "Hey, I mean, I don't give a shit if you let Stevie go, but I'm not gonna blow your head off unless you don't." So
Yeah. So as Stevie was getting
communicate better than compulsive lying. Anyway,
as Stevie was just getting manhandled and just thrown on the ground and like and
I mean,
and
Stevie's here for it.
I
So.
know. You've climbed up behind her, stolen one of the sidearms of one of the officers who are now very cautiously all pointing their guns at you, and you've now said that. Brilliant. They're starting to disperse the rest of you around Janet, and one of them grabs Janet around kind of the waist and is now pulling her back away from the art. And
One of the restorers?
Yeah. And which one do I claim for this? 5 or 9?
Yeah, claim 9.
if you land on 9, does that mean we win?
No. All right, so I've claimed
No.
5, and they're Janet's now. She can't paint anymore. She's been pulled away from this.
Okay.
What would you like to do? Who'd stand up?
I mean, I'm standing right there. I feel like I have to kind of
Let's do it.
do it. So I'm going to stand
You're
up.
shouting reverse. I don't know.
11.
11.
Is that
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I think perverse is what I was leaning for as well. Because, like, pride, pretty, tech, like, where does it go? So,
Sure. I mean, you can use your disorder. Yeah. Is your disorder
panic?
panic? You can still use it.
Yeah, because I don't know what would I panic and do that would actually be helpful, right?
Well, yeah, that's true too.
Because, like, I mean, like, I suppose
Panic
there's
is
like
always helpful.
I mean, people panic so severely that it's like so distracting that they just forget that they're trying to grab Janet.
I was gonna say, what if I use pretty and I and panic kind of together, but we'll say it's panic so that I can get it out of the way and keep pretty and just like start crying. But it's like, you know, when like the pretty girl cries and like you just have that instinct of like, I need to help this person. Like, oh no, that would I mean, like, what else am I gonna do with pretty, right? So
What about this? You've positioned Fernando just enough to catch you kind of like on the side, just weeping. And so now your face is displayed across everywhere of just this weeping artist and surrounded by all these other
the
people.
hope also was that the police officer, the restorer who grabbed Janet, would be like so distracted by like wanting to help the pretty girl that he would like pause or drop Janet.
Yeah,
but...
right. Yeah. So that's what happens. Yeah. So they realize that you've controlled Fernando, and he drops Janet to just destroy the rest of Fernando, and the image goes out on all the screens. It just goes static. Then all the rest of them. And so that one's a 6.
I feel like I need to stand up again and defend Fernando, but I don't need to act back to back.
We're back to sort of the first round of the rotation. Anyone can if you want.
I feel like I might stand up, but
Roll.
oh Jesus Christ! Why did I say anything?
I have 5, 6, and 7. Don't roll one of those.
What'd I get?
Yeah, you got 8.
Hey.
I mean, you win.
I sold out on my. All right, that's insult. I won on myself too.
Yeah.
On yourself
So
too. Yeah.
how do you influence yourself?
Well, I just saw how fucking cool I was when I came up there and like
Overcoming
totally
your
shoved it.
insecurity.
What?
You
Oh, yeah, I'm overcoming my own
insecurity.
Yeah, that's really
A
good.
little in this moment, yeah.
I love that.
But I feel like, you know, I'm gonna use something new, right? So, I'm wondering if I want to use the thrills to nihilistic, or if I want to use trusted to like convince them of something.
Believer?
Yeah.
You could swing believer somehow.
Like that this is good for what they...
That somehow this is good for them?
Ow. Jeez, why am I the one that wins? Now I have to think about it.
If you want suggestions, we can all like offer.
Yeah, let's fucking workshop this, because I'm coming up empty. Of if I want to do believer or if I want to do nihilistic. But nihilistic feels like a stretch to... Because in order to win, I don't want... It's not just that we like defeat capers, right? In order to win, it's like...
This is the win, right? Like this is the last win of the night. So like what if the crowd shows, right? The crying on camera brings the people, and like as the believer you manage to like convince the group, like if you keep going at this point it will be a full-on war.
Right.
So what if the crowd has now gathered, that all of the officers have now realized it's not just on video, it's not just real life people are here and they're watching.
So what if
everyone
like I am buoyed by my I've buoyed by my cool while I'm like fucking manacled and held down by them, and I just start talking to them as the believer and saying like, you know, it's over, this fight is lost. And then also I just want to like try and see if I can do that on the one hand to convince them that it's over and the fight is lost, but on the other hand to try and bring them into the fold and just try and make them see. I'm not saying it will be successful, but I feel like Stevie would try it. Of just try and make them understand about like, you know, art doesn't need to just be
mural,
one thing.
Right?
Don't you look literally right there in front of you.
Right.
At this thing.
Like,
and
like I would say that because the world is watching, they've unmanacled you even. And what if you even get up then on that tank with capers, take her bullhorn from her, and just start addressing everyone with like, look at what this like little girl from nowhere just sort of did, and we could all, you know, whatever you kind
right. And I feel like Stevie really would, like, as a believer as well, not to be like too into like horses are great or whatever, but like really would lean into the idea of like art can be literally anything. It can be the shit that the ministry peddles. It can be that stuff that like some people find is boring and meaningless, and it can also be this great thing that this child painted on the side of the wall, or it can be, and I'm assuming there's other art pieces around that were kind of put around by other artists, you know, it could be this picture over here by, I don't know, Susan of you know, this and this art piece over here that's put together that's just like reclaimed explosives. Again, really, Sven? You brought really explosives again, Sven? Okay, it's fine. We'll talk later. But, like, it can be this. It could be, and I, like, bring Caper's face with, like, her face in the horse's ass of my painting. And I was like, this is art. like, it can be anything. You don't need to have rules for it. And then that's kind of my spiel about it to everybody.
I love it. Yeah. When you then start, you're addressing Capers too. Like, you're letting her know this is what's good for you, even to adopt. And you see her eyes just fixated on the mural that Janet has done. And she's just speechless. She doesn't know what to say. And everyone is just kind of waiting for someone to stand up and just tell them, what does it all mean? And eventually Carolyn grabs the microphone back from you. And for a second you think, well, fine, fuck it. She's, your nihilistic kicks in. Well, this is it. That's it. And she turns around and she says, this is the most amazing, beautiful, rare thing I've seen in a long, long time. And normally, whenever there's a new piece presented to the public, my team and I write out exactly what it means. But I want everyone for one moment to pause and just imagine for yourself what this means. And at that, she'll drop the microphone, and everyone around you is just staring at the mural. And a few of the officers are starting to pick up some of the paintings again and just kind of put them back on a few of the easels. And the artists are beginning to get off the ground and stand up for themselves again. And Elise.
In that hubbub of people putting things back up and whatever,
sure.
I pocket a gun from a guard.
Okay.
Hide it away.
Yep.
Damn. Right. This is all like hopeful, happy ending. It's great. And you're like, I take a gun, nobody notices.
And Carolyn kind of steps down and starts to walk away. The guards and the officers, the restorers of art, are being called off by their captains. People are starting to now fill in their place and look at the mural themselves. The individuals from the city. There are just so many people that you have brought to this moment. Is there anything that this clique would like to do or say?
I find Titania while keeping Caroline in eyesight.
Okay.
I show the gun and I say very subtly, we learned our lesson with Deb.
Yeah.
And I start following Caroline.
Oh,
I'll totally go with her. I am down to kill.
And when Caroline, we can totally, whatever you like, arm around the shoulder, just, it was so nice of you to whatever, and walk her into an alley, and I will kill her.
Oh my God.
I feel like Stevie doesn't notice any of this. Yeah, Stevie is full on bullhorning, like, everything is art. Everybody can create art. And just,
I brought Titania with me in the hopes that she would be able to kind of like strong arm her or like hold her or what if something got out of hand. Yeah.
Jeez. And Titania is also going to make real sure she's dead by like stomping on her head.
Oh my gosh. It got so dark.
I wipe off my prints on the gun and all that, and I just drop it next to her body.
Yeah, no, yeah. As soon as people hear the gunshot, that small alley is now mobbed again by officers and
oh my
guards.
gosh, she shot herself
and restorers.
She just sounds so bad about it. I'm using pretty. I can't believe we just wanted to make peace with her. She felt so bad about everything she's done over the years that she just She had a gun.
Right, she had a gun and she shot herself. It's just, I mean, she was acting really strange out there. You saw, and then she just blew her head off. We thought
It was horrible.
No.
Rachel is very, very uncomfortable right now.
The court case of this incident goes on for months. Stevie, your friends have been detained this entire time. There is upheaval in the art world currently. There is no minister of art, and there is a motion among the equestrians, which is the ruling body of the
Of course it is.
Oh
my God.
there is a movement
So
among some of
good.
the equestrians to submit that maybe there shouldn't be a minister of art anymore. And as you and Janet and Kim start to set up a small opening of a gallery that is
It's a Zine.
no one is telling you no.
They're setting up a Zine.
Me and Janet and Kim do it while they're in jail.
You and Janet and Kim are setting up a Zine. And the thing that people are wanting the most is art from the person who shot the art minister.
Oh, you vain bitch.
Oh my God.
That's not exactly what you wanted.
Not the way that I wanted
even
it.
more than Janet and her beautiful, beautiful art. They want something from the artist that took down art.
So see, it's a perverse success. So there you go.
It is. It's very tough because like my pride didn't sell out, right? And so like the prideful side, I think, of Misty is a little stung that it took murder to apparently be what she needed to do to get this. But the perverse side of her is just like, yeah, you motherfuckers, you don't even understand what art is. You just, but like from jail, I presume, because I must have been found guilty if people know that I'm the one who did it.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say what I said to you guys before we got on is that my goal for Stevie is that she becomes like a horse Bob Ross in that she teaches people how to paint things like what she loves, which is horse paintings, where you paint, happy little horses. And it's not done in the same way. She takes the teachings that she got from art camp and utilizes it to share what she loves, but like still also shares about the joy of like that this is not the only way to do it.
Right. And it's like the inclusive thing. Like the whole point of Bob Ross is like everybody can make this tree, right? And so like the idea that art, because like the camp was very much like you are the ones who can do art. And so I feel like Stevie being like everybody can make this horse is just like really nice.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I've been corrected. It's happy thick horses. So Stevie's happy thick horse hour airs regularly. She's got a little thing in the gallery where she's got her little happy thick horses. Yeah. And she regularly paints happy thick horses and teaches people how to do it and says it's okay if they don't do it well.
I love it.
And that's kind of where Stevie went as a believer.
And Titania, because Misty took all the blame and there was no other evidence to suggest you actually killed anyone, you are probably set free. How does Titania then end up?
Titania ends up very confused by all her compulsive lying. And she doesn't really know what to do with herself now. Like, the war is over, right? Maybe we brought down the art minister and they're talking about not putting another one in place, but one of her best friends is in jail and the other friend is still drawing horses.
Yep.
So I think Titania takes her untrustworthiness and her sneakiness to try to figure out a way to get Misty out of jail and get the team back together.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And I think if we ever pick this up again, that's where we'll pick it up. Enjoyable. That was so much fun, everyone.
That was
Brilliant.
crazy.
That was a crazy ending. Yeah, so this has been Misspent
Andy was
Youth.
ready for it to all be happy.
I was ready for it to be happy.
We got all these things, but Lisa's like, I fucking kill this bitch down with the authority.
Misty learned her lesson.
Right.
Deb came back with a vengeance twice.
Came back.
Caroline wasn't getting away.
I was gonna, because like every game I play with Lena somehow always turns like super dark, and I was like, oh, Lena's gonna be so happy because this is gonna be a great happy ending where everyone learns a lesson about art, and then Lena's like, no, I'll kill the bitch.
But it's okay. This is a good happy ending where everybody learned a lesson about authority.
Absolutely.
Which is
exactly.
So one of the lessons I sort of want to take away, which is really fascinating, that the game mechanics sort of imbue this into the story, is that our characters, in order to fight that authority, succumb to that kind of authority a little bit, right? That they became not these perfect idealistic teenagers, but kind of real world damaged people to a certain extent. And
I really like that too.
Fascinating. That by in no means is that to say that if you fight authority, you will be damaged or anything like that. We should be fighting bad authority and stuff like that. That is a thing that we should do. And careful where that takes you, I can understand is really interesting.
Yeah, well, and caring for yourself along the way, right? Like the idea of like staying in it to fight another day is more important than fighting today, right? Because if you fight today and you sell out your last sellout, right? Then like you're out of the fight permanently versus staying in to fight another day. Yeah.
Right. And like I think it's also important to realize that, like, especially when you're younger or first getting into things, is that things seem very black and white and very much simple. Like I am going in it for this reason. This is good and this is bad. And like the longer you are in it, the more that there is nuance to it, and the more that things can become grayed, and it's harder to kind of know like this is good and this is bad. It's like, well, is it? You know, like it's hard to judge a lot and figure that out. It's not it's not always easy.
How much bad am I willing to do for something to be good? Is I mean, it's one of like the oldest literary tropes there is, right? It's fascinating, and I was just really happy to share this fun story with you guys. You guys did so well.
I really loved this session and how it went. Like,
yeah, I thought the last one was going to be hard to top, and this was really good. This was really good.
This system is amazing.
It's cool.
I am like consistent, like the first time around and this time around, like both times, just consistently impressed with like the mechanics and the way that like even like I mean like I enjoyed that like our first conflict in this system was like, are we going to be on lunch duty?
Right?
Because it really brought the stakes down in a way that was nice, because last time it felt like every single conflict was the highest of high stakes, right?
Are we going to kill this camp counselor?
But what I think it was kind of nice to see the versatility of the system, and like it can be you're on lunch duty and you waste a day and lose your opportunity at this thing versus and then like pretty matters in a way that pretty doesn't matter when the conflict stakes are the cops are going to kill you, right? Yeah. Way harder to make pretty a thing.
Right, and it forces you into a recognition of privilege sometimes that is
he's gone.
Because I could tell a few times, like, oh, I could use pretty. Oh, but it feels so gross. It feels so dirty.
It does.
And it's also recognition of that privilege. Yeah.
And extra gross around using pretty as a 16-year-old girl, right?
Mhm.
Like being like, do I really want to like, because like there's like the kind of thought crossed my mind a couple times of like kind of jokingly being like, I rip open my shirt and flash everybody as a big distraction, and I was like, you're 16, put your shirt on, you know? Like if my character were of legal age and it didn't feel absolutely like pornographic, like, you know, like pedophilic to do that, like I might have done it a couple times, but 16-year-old, like I'm not comfortable with a 16-year-old doing that as a distraction, you know, even in the world of
like it's interesting to examine as much as it didn't come up a lot. It's interesting to examine it and how it's written, right? Because like we sexualize 16-year-old girls, and because they're treated that way, where that's like the only power they're given a lot of the time. If you're a pretty 16-year-old girl, you have that little tiny bit of power, and it's all you've got. So it's I appreciate that that's an option to choose from, as much as it feels really gross.
Yeah, exactly. And like that was the thought process, right? Is it's like a 16-year-old might do that if that is the tool that they have to get away with something, right? And maybe in a different, more dire circumstance, like Misty would have done it. But like, you know, the thought crossed my mind and I was just like, oh, she's got other tools at her disposal. But like, it was just interesting to kind of like see that happen and to think like, what do you do with Pretty? Like, maybe you flash the guards, you know? Like, I don't know. Like,
Anyway. So this game is amazing for the role play. I luckily had 3 amazing players who are incredible at improv. I can understand how this can be a little overwhelming for someone who is not super comfortable coming up with stuff on their own. Because it does put a lot of weight on the player's imagination and less on rules and dice and stuff like that.
But it's also good to have people with you. Like for the final success, I was like, "Fuck, man, I don't know." I don't think I'm an uncreative person, but yeah, it's good to be able to reach out and be like, "What should I do? What's a good way to do this?" You know. So
yeah, it's cool how the system like asks us to lean on each other like that, which is really, really neat. Even the authority, like yeah, I can think of a bad thing to happen, but sometimes you guys can think of better bad things to happen, right? Like when I was like, cool, this is the fucked up scene. What is the worst thing that can happen to us? That was you guys totally going, oh yeah, she escapes and knows exactly where it is and brings everyone down on us. Yeah, it's brilliant. So I think we're gonna wrap up then here tonight. Don't forget we have Spire tomorrow on Thursday, 7:30. Mountain time?
6:30 Mountain time, 8:30 Eastern time.
Lena, thank you.
Yes.
That is just my brain just flatlined. Andy,
you were like, "That's wrong," but I can't say why.
Yeah.
6:30.
And if anyone wants to join Discord, exclamation point Discord in the chat. You can maybe play with us on Friday because we're going to play some games in Discord. Next week, we're not exactly sure. We're working on some stuff that's going to be, I think, really, really, really fun and really cool. Probably some of it having to do with the system that we're creating inside Helpful Goat and that we've been playtesting amongst ourselves for a little bit. We might be eventually trying to get that onto stream to playtest, which I'm super excited about because it's a super fun system too. But yeah, anyway, that's what's kind of coming up. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking a moment to absorb a fascinating story about authority. And yeah, from all of us in playing Misspent Youth tonight, we love you all so much. Thanks for hanging out with us. Good night.
Bye.